So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, I would like to start as usual with a short mindful breathing meditation exercise to relax, to quiet our mind, and to bring our mind in moment present. But to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Relax. Try to straight your back a little bit. Keep straight. And as you inhale and exhale naturally, observe it mindfully and be aware of that. Simply just observing and being aware of inhaling and exhaling. Once your mind is settled down, quiet, then we try to cultivate good intentions for being here. And we can contemplate that we are very, very fortunate and lucky to have this precious human life with so much potential to do good for ourselves and good for others. So much potential to achieve temporary happiness and ultimate happiness for oneself and for other sentient beings. Unbelievable, incredible to have this life with such a potential, incredible potential. Not only that, so fortunate that we have met the Dharma. Not everyone has that fortune. Not only met the Dharma, but have interest in the Dharma. That is also very rare. Not only interest, but putting effort to study and practice, even more rare. And not only met the Dharma, have interest, but also we have met some of the most greatest enlightened teachers and beings, directly, indirectly, such as His Holiness Dalai Lama, Yerje Lama Sopa Rinpoche, and many others. So fortunate, so fortunate. Really try to feel appreciations and gratitude and joyfulness. And not only we have achieved this human life with so much potential, free from most of the obstacles to practice the Dharma, having gathered most of the condition to practice the Dharma, but our life being impermanent, it does not last forever. Whether we want or not, it will come to an end one day. Death will come for sure one day. The only thing which is uncertain is when. We don't know. We might have 50 more years, 40 more years, 30 more years, 10 more years, 5 more years, or just only 1 more years. Or not even 1 more years. You know, there's no guarantee it will not come. The death will not manifest in this month, this week, even today, even these sessions. Life is very short. As Lama Tsongkhapa explained, it's like an instant of lightning. It can be gone in that moment. in one instant, one moment. And what can help us while we are alive at the time of death and after the death, if there's anything that can help, then it is our Dharma practice. It's our virtues, the positive karma, the positive imprints. Therefore, while I'm still alive, I must try to create as much virtues as possible, as much positive imprint as possible, as much positive karma, wholesome karma, as much as possible through the practice of Dharma. Therefore, without postponing, I must engage in the practice from now as much as possible, whenever there is possibility, opportunity to practice without wasting the opportunity and the time. Not only I need to engage in the practice of the Dharma, I must engage in the practice of Bodhisattva's practice, Bodhisattva's path. Not only for ourselves, but in order to liberate oneself and all sentient beings from all the suffering, cause of suffering, and to lead to ultimate happiness or fully awakened state, not just myself, but all sentient beings. And to do that, I must obtain my own highest potential, the fully awakened state. I'm going to achieve that fully awakened state. I'm going to put as much as possible effort to actualize that fully awakened state. And for that, I need to engage in a practice such as 6 parameters. By cultivating the bodhicitta mind and the wisdom realizing emptiness. To actualize, cultivate those inner qualities, I must create the cause and conditions by engaging in contemplation, meditation, and practice. And as well as creating the merit, the conducive condition, and clearing the obstacles to have the success of those meditation practice. For that purpose and reason, I'm going to engage in listening to the talk and engage in the practice. Now, the whole weekend, today, tomorrow, this whole week, month, year, whole life, until we achieve enlightenment. May all my actions, activities throughout the day, weeks, months, years, lives, may all of them become cause of happiness for all sentient beings. May all of them become cause of fully enlightened state. Okay.
We'll begin with praise to Shakyamuni Buddha.
Shakyamuni Buddha or Heart Sutra?
Heart Sutra first, okay. We'll begin with the Heart Sutra. Sorry, Shayla.
We did the Shakyamuni yesterday,
sorry.
and I don't want to take too much time. Yes.
Thank you, Geshe. Sorry, I forgot. The Heart Sutra, the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. Thank you, Shayla. Thank you so much. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time the Bhagawan was dwelling on massive Vulture's Mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Bhagawan was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound perception. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of wisdom and beheld those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the next page, please. Thank you. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara. How should any son of a lineage train who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom? He said that, and the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra. Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are emptiness, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomena. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, Bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering should be known as truth since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Taya ta om gate gate pada gate pada samgate bodhi soha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom, just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan, having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharivati Putra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, and those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan. In the short mandala, Sajipu ki ju Beto Tra Lishi Ni Refuge once in English, twice in Tibetan. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye Chodan Soki Chonam La Janshu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chonan Gepe Sonangi Jola Penshir Sangye Drupa Sangye Chodan Soki Chonam La Janshu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi chonen gepe sonamgi drola penshir sangye druparsho.
이제 도전에 전에 나왔는데 pombeje 담배전에 된제 보담들 라차타. So yesterday we spoke a little bit about what Tara is about, what she symbolizes, what qualities she symbolizes, and we went through a couple of different versions or different stories of Tara's origins, how she came, and all that. In that, it represents, she's the courageous, she represents the compassion, savior, protectors, and most importantly, to act. And that is why, as we mentioned, ultimate point. She's the manifestations of all the enlightened activities. So even you have the highest level of compassion, bodhicitta mind, highest level of wisdom, but in order to help and benefit others, you have to act. You have to act, and she is that one. Tara is the one that acts, that brings all the Buddha's activities towards the sentient beings. And so Tara is one of the main deity, in Vajrayana. So many great practitioners, Mahasiddhis, including Nagarjuna, Atisha, and so forth, as we discussed yesterday, and so many Indian, Tibetans, and other masters from many Himalayan region and so forth, and they all rely on Tara. They all rely on Tara in their spiritual practice. So Tara is also, very powerful to clear obstacles, any kind of obstacles, So when we talk about obstacles, there could be external obstacle, internal obstacle, success obstacle, and to overcome all those different kind of obstacles, if one rely on such as deity Tara, Mother Tara, then it can be very helpful to reduce and overcome those obstacles. Actually in Katamba traditions, which Nama Atishas, there are only 4 deities, and Tara is one of them. Buddha Shakya, for Buddha Shakyamuni, because it's historical Buddha where everything comes from there. Avalokiteshvara, being the Buddha of compassion, and Tara, the Buddha of enlightened activities, and Vajrapani, the Buddhas of pacifying the obstacles and interference. And as I mentioned, Tara was Atisha's deity, where he relied very much on making many of the important decisions as well, his main deity. So the only thing sometimes I guess maybe it could be, sometimes I wonder why in Katamba tradition, why Manjushri was not included among, because that Manjushri, because it's one of the crucial compassion and wisdom being. But it could be Manjushri is indirectly included through Tara. Tara can come, as I mentioned actually, there are many different forms of Tara. And each of those Tara has different attributes or symbolize different attributes and qualities. Okay? And so Saraswati, another form of Tara, Saraswati, white Tara, she symbolized the wisdom. So maybe because of that, maybe Manjushri was not included separately. That is just my thought. I haven't seen any scriptures, but that is something that came in my thought for a long time. Why is Manjushri not there? But when I think maybe that might be the cases, So But I could just be making up myself. And okay. Then Nukatamba, Lamatung Kabas, in tradition. On top of that, then, he added some ice yoga Tantra deities, on top of that. Guya Samaja, Chakra Sambara, and Yamataka, And so that is kind of Kadamba, New Kadamba traditions. So Tara is very much important deities for the practitioners of Kadamba and New Kadamba traditions. And in general, all, as I mentioned yesterday, sometimes we see Tara in the form of Bodhisattva, sometimes in the Buddha. So most time in the Mahayana Sutras, Tara is presented just like Avalokiteshvara, Manjushri, as a Bodhisattvas. But in Vajrayana texts or scriptures, they are presented as the Buddhas. So, sometimes you can see them as, okay. I did mention yesterday a little bit about different taras, and I will just go some of the, more kind of common green tara, as we already discussed, as known as the Buddha of enlightened activities. White tara is also known for compassion, long life, especially long life and healing, and serenity, She is also known as wish fulfilling will, So again, longevity and healing by healing the illness and disease, and then one have longevities, So white Tara, she's known for that. Or she has that attribute or qualities, you can say. Red Tara is a fierce aspect associated, magnetizing all the good things. And that is more common in the Nyingma tradition, Akazati, Red Tara, more fearful, like a protect in the form of protectors, more like, Black Tara associated power, yellow Tara associated wealth and prosperities, So again, blue Tara associated it destroying the anger, and Siddhamani Tara, as I mentioned yesterday, that is one of the Tara of high Yoga Tantra form. And Siddhamani Tara, green Tara, but with 5 different Taras at different chakras, White Tara on the crown or brown, red Tara on the throat, blue Tara on the heart, yellow Tara by the navel, and green Tara by the sacred chakras, So that is that what we call Siddhamani Taras. I think the Tara Puja we do is based on Siddhamani Tara. I think most monasteries, they don't do that, Most monasteries, they would create Tandara Tara when they do that Tara. But I think in FMT, when Lama Ishi started, I guess maybe also it's shorter, maybe. So I don't know. So whether you have the initiation or not, but we have been doing that. So that is Siddhamani Tara, actually what we do. And then there's Tara called Kanti Varana Tara. And it is a Tara that came to Nagarjuna in South India, in this forest, or this forest named Kati Varani. And that is why this Tara's name given with that name of the forest. In that that appeared to Nagarjuna. And some, say that is 22nd Tara. Normally we have 21 Tara, but anyway. So as I mentioned yesterday also, even in India, Tara was very popular from very early. Nagarjuna, and like as I mentioned, they have found many of the Tara stone statues in those ruins. So that just shows the Mahayana Buddhists, and especially Vajrayana Buddhists and Mahayana Buddhists, very much in India, even from very early days, they rely on Taras in their practice as a deity. So now coming back to the green Tara, that which practice that we are going to do. I think many of you might have received the initiations. Some of you might not have, but like if I remember, I think the present Gandhi Rinpoche, at that time he was Chandrachud Rinpoche. When he came, I think one of the empowerment he gave was green Tara. We requested because that was one of the practice we often do here. So yeah, and you can always do your own personal retreat as well. With especially if you have received empowerment. You don't have to have the empowerment, but if you have empowerment, it becomes more powerful. And it's more proper and it's more powerful. And you can do retreat one weekend, 1 week, 10 days, 2 weeks. I, my personal, try to do retreat of most of the empowerment I've received. Even though I haven't done all of them, some of them I still wish to do, all of them, but and that is also one of the reasons to take the empowerment is to do the practice. And even though we might not be able to do practice all of them every day because there are so many, but at least we do the required retreat, whether you have commitment or not commitment. So anyway, so we are talking about the green Tara. Yeah, okay. So in green Tara, you see here the statues here, and you also see in the Tanga there with the green Tara. So just to give some, I'm sure most of you have the image of Tara in your mind, how she looks. And since yesterday we did the practice with the visualizations, okay, starting the visualizations. So I think I want to go a little bit on that. Again, to understand. Green Tara, the green symbolize, activities. In terms of element, green is the color of water, and green or blue water, is the color of the, in terms of element, the yellow earth, red fire, blue the sky, the white, Sachu me lung, the wind, and then green water. Again, when you think of water or river or air, it's always moving. It's always moving. so that activities, actions, always moving, not passive, not passive, but something happening in actions. So that also symbolizes the colors of activities. It also symbolizes, harmony, balance as well. Harmony and balance as well, But here, and then you see, she's in postures, with the right leg, pull in like in a meditative equipoise, and the right stretch. Okay, yeah, you can see, and sometimes on top of the small lotus there. Okay. In terms of the posture, and then right hand in a posture of giving, granting supreme sublime realizations, or in the posture or mudra of generosity or giving, and then the left hand, in the mudra of granting refuge. Okay, granting the refuge. So again, that symbolizes protector. She's the protector, protector, someone who save or give refuge. So she's known as a protector, someone who is saving, mother, So, and in both her hands, she holds upala flowers, and it is mentioned the upala flowers is that blossom in the night after the sunset. It started to blossom in the night, and give fragrance. Release the fragrance. So it is associated with the moon. And also they say these flowers is also symbolize longevities. It is a symbol of longevity as well. And so with that, it also symbolizes, relieving the suffering of sentient beings day and night. Day and night, not only during the day, but also in the night. So that is the lotus, upala lotus that she holds. I don't know whether they are different colors or not. Mostly is the blue colors, but in real, I don't know whether they have different colors of upala or not. I'm not 100% sure. In terms of her bodily posture, I have to use my hand to right and left. Sometimes I get. So her left in a meditative posture symbolize she's in meditation all the time, and that she's in meditative equipoise, meditative state all the time. Also, it symbolizes the wisdom, the wisdom, and kind of calm, serenity and calmness. Relax. When you are sitting like this, then you are not in hurry. Do you get it? When you are cross-legged and when you're sitting, it is like you are just relaxing. You are not in rush. Her right hand stretching, that symbolizes she's ready to get up any moment. She's ready to act, ready to move, ready to get any moment when there is need, any moment to help benefit sentient beings, to protect sentient beings, to support sentient beings. That symbolizes, she's always ready. It's like the mother. Even though she might be relaxing, at the same time, she's always ready to just get up the moment the child needs it. It's like someone is in ambulance. The moment someone rings, ready to move. Ready to just rush. Always ready. There's a fire truck. What do you call fire engines, or ambulance like that. It shows she's always ready. That symbolizes the compassions. So with the meditative, with the right leg, with the meditative, in that symbolizing deep meditation on all the time, meditative equipoise, wisdom, and with outstretched, ready to benefit anytime. That symbolizes compassions in terms of that. And then, normally, most of the day is presented as a very youthful, very beautiful. Okay, and of course, Tara is also in terms of artist, in terms of visualization, in terms of presentation. She's always presented as very youthful and beautiful. Something that uplift and inspire your mind just by looking at that. And because she is in Sambhava Kaya form, so she's always that. So she's wearing the divine celestial garments and the ornaments. You can see, the crown ornament and the necklace, the earrings, bracelets, armlets, and then there's also on the feet, anklet. So those 7 different ornaments that she's wearing that. And when you see any Buddha in that kind of form, when you see any Buddha in painting or statues in that kind of wearing as celestial garment and with the ornament, it symbolizes, or it shows that Buddha is in the form of Sambhava Kaya form. When Buddha is in a Nirvana Kaya form, then they don't have the ornaments and celestial garments. And sometimes you see material in both form. The one we have here is Nirvana Kaya form, just like ordinary monks. No ornaments, no celestial garment, but just a monk's robe. But sometimes you see also material with all the ornaments and with all the celestial garments. And so that material is in Sambhava form, and the one we have here is Nirvana form. So that is one way you can distinguish, and then, like you've seen with all the Buddhas, there's the lotus cushions. And then this one is the kind of the flowers. And here on top of the lotus is the moon. Okay. Sometimes there is the sun and moon. Sometimes it's just the moon. again, that is also that's symbolized when there is, the lotus, sun, and moon. Then it symbolizes the three principal aspects of the path. The sun symbolizes the light, wisdom light, and that destroy the darkness of ignorance. The moon symbolizes the compassions, soothing, cooling and soothing energy. And then the lotus symbolizes the renunciations. So it's because when you have renunciation, when someone has developed pure renunciations, even they live in the midst of samsara, they will not be affected by that because of non-attachment to all these things. Even you are surrounded by all the distractions of all the pleasures or object of all the pleasure, that person will not be distracted by all of them because of no attached to them, because of renunciations, mind. And so that, and just like the lotus, even though it grows from the mud, but it is not been polluted by the mud. So that symbolizes that. But sometimes when you only two, the lotus and the moon, then the moon symbolize the compassions and the lotus symbolize the wisdom. When you are the wisdom realizing emptiness, again, same thing, even you live in the midst of samsara, you will not be polluted by those samsaric things because of your wisdom. So again, and especially, okay. So that is a little bit of I think maybe that is a little bit of explanations of the Tara's form. Okay, and also when there's a cushion of lotus, sun, and moon, or just a moon, sitting on that cushion, what is symbolized is that being here, the Tara, embody or the Tara has cultivated these qualities of that wisdom and the compassion. And so it symbolizes that being possessed, that quality that it symbolizes. They have that qualities. They have perfected that qualities. They have completed and perfected that qualities. So that is. So in Mahayana, in Vajrayana Buddhism, there is a lot of symbolic, and all this visualization, everything we use it's not just an external kind of objects or art or drawing, but it represents those all inner qualities. It represents all those inner qualities that we want to achieve, that we want to actualize. So in that, constantly reminding, just from the form that we look at or we visualize it, when we remain, if we are able to recollect each of those symbolic that represent different qualities, then it is always reminding us those are the qualities that one need to achieve. Those are the qualities that one need to actualize and complete and perfect. Okay. So it's very different than worshipping and objects there. It's more of reminding of those qualities and that we want to achieve those qualities. We want to reach that point by achieving those inner qualities. If you don't understand that, then it could be misunderstood. And then, you are worshiping a stone. Do you get it? What a lot of people misunderstand. You are worshiping a stone, Mm. Then, since when we practice any deity practice, it's very important to see that deity, here Tara, and your guru as inseparable, one. Okay? When you see guru, you try to see, oh, my guru, this is the manifestations of the Tara. When you see the Tara, you remind this is the manifestation of my guru. So always seeing, when you see Tara, you always see guru. When you see guru, you always see Tara. What is Dedi? When you see Tara, always, oh, this is manifestations of my guru in this form. And when you see your guru in that form, whatever form they have, oh, this is the Tara or whatever deity manifesting in this form. So in that way, we try to practice to see them inseparable all the time. All the time. And as I mentioned last Wednesday, in one of the lamas, great masters, Chönden Rinpoche, he mentions, when you see the guru and deity one inseparable, by seeing both guru and deity in one form, in that, then by seeing the guru, you receive the blessing is quick. By seeing the deity, the blessing is great. So you receive the great blessing and quickly by seeing. If you don't see that, then you only receive one of them or have less. So that is one of the things that. And in tantric practice, not only we see the guru as deity, you also visualize yourself as deity. You also see yourself as deity, especially if you have received the initiation and you have requirement. So the whole training in Tantra is to see everyone, yourself, not only the guru, but yourself as a deity. Not only yourself, all living beings as a deity. That is the training. Because we all have that potentials. Because we all have that potentials. As I mentioned yesterday, our fundamental, basic, fundamental, mind, the nature of our fundamental mind, clear light mind, and the nature of that Buddha's clear light mind, there's no difference in the nature of the mind itself. No difference. If there's no difference, how is that we are unenlightened? How is that he is enlightened? The difference is that even though it's the same, that clear light mind, the most subtle clear light mind, which is pure and clear, luminous, unpolluted in its nature, even that is the cases, but temporarily our mind has been obscured at the moment. And Buddha's mind is not being obscured by the temporary obscuration. And that is why. And because of that, then those beings whose that pure mind has been obscured temporarily by the different obscurations such as delusion and so forth, we call that sentient beings. those who have been free from those obscuration, then we call enlightenment. And so therefore, since everyone has that potentials, so therefore you train to see the result in the form of the result, and and by doing that, if you are able to see everyone as a Buddha, as a deity, you can overcome a lot of negative thoughts, negative feelings, delusions from arisings. As I mentioned in the past, there are so many different techniques, meditations to reduce negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative emotions. Many different, placement meditations, shamatha meditations, insight meditation or analytical meditations, But in Vajrayana, on top of all these techniques, they have some other also techniques, different other techniques as well. And one of those techniques is to see every environment, as the Celestial mentions, all beings as a deity. And when you see that, then there's no reason to get upset and angry, because you have so much devotion and faith to the deity, so high regard, so you wouldn't treat any being who's a deity badly. Would you treat it? Would you have negative feelings? Thought, would you treat badly? No. And so that by changing the ordinary perceptions, through such training, you are able to reduce many of negative feelings and thought from arising towards others and towards situations. And by seeing that, by seeing everything's good and bad, joy and happiness, joy and suffering or pain, sentient beings, enlightened beings, everything seeing, all of them are display. All of them are display of the deity, display of your guru. Then you develop more equanimity to all of them. Suffering is a display of the Guru deities' activities. Happiness is a display or manifestations of Guru deities, enlightened minds. Samsara, nirvana, everything's. And when you really are able to train well in that, then you have less discriminating mind. Oh, this suffering, having a strong aversions and dislike for sufferings, having too much attachment and craving for happiness, because you see both of them are same energy. It's the same enlightened energy or display of the enlightened, And so we have to understand, because sometimes I think people, when they don't understand fully of all this practice, it might just feel, all this visualization, am I kidding myself? I'm not a Buddha and I'm just trying to feel like myself Buddha. I'm not really cleansing all of those, I'm just visualizing. We have to understand these all are part of training our mind, part of training your psychology, your mind, If you see, for example, the visualizations, when you do the visualizations, of cleansing and purifying the illness, spirit harm, negative karma, delusion, so forth, all of that. That is part of a lot of practice that's related with the visualization in the Vajrayana, reciting the mantra, and then those visualization, we use that quite very often. Even such as physical, for one, let us about obstacles or even illness, even spirit harm, everything's, they are manifestations of our karma and some immediate other conditions. Sometimes the karmic energy is more dominant, strongly dominated. Sometimes, even though in both times there is involvement of karmic energy as well as immediate other causing conditions. Sometimes the karmic is more dominating, very strong. Sometimes the other conditions are more dominating, strong. In such cases, even in Tibetan medicine, they describe about karmic disease, some of them. And those karmic disease are that are predominated by the karma is too strong, even though there is contribution of other factors, conditions, but primarily predominated by strong karma. In such cases, you have to change the karma to change the result of that, because it's predominated by the karma. So even by changing all other external conditions, you are unable to change the result. In this case, the cure of illness. They show all kinds of doctors. They use all kinds of treatment, still unable to cure. And sometimes the Tibetan doctors or some of the lamas, there or some others who have some kind of more what you call mediums of oracles. Sometimes they can see, and then they ask them to do certain ceremonies, certain pujas, certain practice to change the karma. And by engaging in those different, that even in my time, I've seen many people, I've heard and seen many people who were cured of the problem they were having after they did that. There was one monk, before he came to monastery, he had so much difficulty, and the parent took him to all kinds of doctors, all kinds of medicines. And they couldn't help him. And then they went to see and one of Lama, and then he checked, and then he said, he has some karmic disease, he should be sent to the monastery. They sent him to the monasteries. He came to monasteries. After that, slowly he got cured without any other medications. That his problem that he was having. Because through that, entering and then through whatever study practice he did, that changed his karma and the predominating cause. And by changing that, then he changed the result. And sometimes it's the other way around. Some monks, they had some, again, problem, some physical issue, problems. And they do all medications, everything. And then they leave the monastery and it's gone. Again, there is a term in Tibetan, we call when you don't have enough merit, you cannot digest. You know, the best food, the most healthy food, okay, the most healthy food in the world, the best food in the world, even is the best, but if your body does not have the digestive system to digest that, it doesn't become helpful. Instead, it can have different reactions. And sometimes that happens. There is a general kind of saying in a Gelug, you know, in the lineage we follow, Gelug. The Gandhan, the holder of the Gelug lineage, Gandhan, he need to have a lot of merit to be able to be a holder of the Gandhan. If you don't have enough merit, they will not last long. And we have seen that a lot. You know, some of them start to get sick, pass away just before they reach there. Some of them, after they become Gandhan and they have some kind of issues, some kind of So I don't know. I cannot say for 100% sure, but there is a general kind of saying that you need a lot of merit to have that positions. And if you don't have that merit, even you have all the other qualities, in terms of your knowledge, wisdom, and all of that, you will not be able to remain there in that positions, So it is similar like that, Sometimes when you don't have enough merit and you are unable to digest something good, So I was talking about the visualization of cleansing and purifying those illness and so forth. And so like such as karmic disease, definitely through such practices, meditations, you change your karma, you change your karma. Even in a case like predominating other factors, whether it's the weather, whether it's the food, whether it's the other things, karma is involved, but also other factors are involved, and maybe in some cases, the other factors are predominating. But even in that cases, our state of mind affect very much. Even in such cases, how we respond to the treatment very much depends on our state of mind. And it's not something, even scientifically, they find that when people are more positive, when people are more calm, positive, they respond better for whatever different medicine treatments. When people are anxiety, stress, fearful and not calm and agitated and not positive and very negative, the medicine, the treatment doesn't respond so well. So your state of mind affect how bad that illness become or how less bad it become, how different treatment response on all of that. It depends on state of mind. Very much, it depends a lot on the state of minds. Psychologists, So through such meditation and practice, when we imagine and visualize, and when we have developed these total convictions and faith that it has been cleansed and purified and all of that, it help you to be more positive. Do you get it? It helps you to be more positive. It's gone. Instead of thinking, oh, I'm sick, I'm so horrible, you feel it's no more there. Completely gone. Completely clear. It helps you to be more positive. It helps your mind to be more calm, more peaceful. Because when I know there is a sickness, and if I keep on thinking it, it can make me fearful, nervous, agitated. But when I feel that it's gone, it's no more there, whether it's there or not, but when my mind feels it's no more there, it's gone, it makes my mind calm, peaceful, positive. And because of that positive mind, that calm mind, it helps to cure in that way. So therefore, we have to understand the effect of those. Otherwise, you will think, oh, I do the visualizing, cleansing sickness, but how does that help? How does that help? Our state of mind affects so much. We have seen in the monasteries and in our communities, because in that part of the world, maybe it is changing a little bit now, like many places. Cancer means death. Cancer is associated with death because people didn't have they don't have treatment. They didn't have good treatment. Most people couldn't afford to begin with, and then they don't have the best treatments in those places. Maybe things are improving. So, person who has cancer and they don't know they have cancer because they have not been diagnosed and they didn't know it was cancer. So they don't relate, I'm going to die. Of course, they have some issues, health issues, some uncomfortable and some whatever pain, whatever that is symptom of that. But they don't know it's a cancer. And they don't change immediately. It takes time. But once they're diagnosed and the doctor says you have cancer, immediately in their mind, I'm done. Dead. And they become hopeless. Give up hope, hopeless. I'm going to die. There's nothing. And you can see them changing in very short period, within a month, within a week, become very skinny. So dramatically, changes so quickly, dramatically. And I think it's not just the physical reactions, it's also something to do with your mind. Before when they didn't know it was cancer, they knew there is something wrong, but still they had hope. They had hope. Their mind was so negative. It wasn't that they completely give up. They didn't associate that with the death and give up and become negative. But once they hear that and once they associate with that, there's no cure in that, they become hopeless. They start to give up. And all this, and that affects so on physical level to change it so quickly. That I've seen many times the effect of that, and because of that, even among families, sometimes they have a dilemma. Sometimes the patient doesn't know. The doctors have told the families. The families, should we tell him their illness or not? They are afraid once they tell them it's cancer and they give up and their mind becomes negative, then it can make things much worse quickly, And so there is that dilemma. The reason why the family have dilemma is because of that. Because of that, once they know it was cancer, how mentally they will react to that. How they will react mentally to that, emotionally, mentally to that. Because how you react emotionally, mental to that will affect how worse and how quickly worse it becomes, or not worse, or being cured from that. So, so these are clear, signs that our state, our positive state or negative state, whether we are in positive state or negative state of mind, how that can affect our physical illness. In terms of recovering quickly, better, or whether it go worse. It's not only the medicines or the treatment, the cure. It also depends a lot on state of mind too. And so therefore, all this practice, also helps in that way. Uh, Not to talk about all the benefit of reciting mantra, benefit of doing all this practice, something maybe for some people they might have difficult because it's something you cannot see it, something you cannot know. But even on that level, the practice help even in that level. And even we don't talk that other level from the spiritual and Dharma point of view, even in that, and that will be same with the different negative emotions. When your mind becomes negative, you attract more negative energies. When your mind becomes more positive, you attract more positive energies. And so all this visualization, all this training is a way to cultivate more positive state of mind. More positive state of mind. Instead of saying how horrible, how bad I am, instead focusing that all these negativities have been cleared, purified, cleansed, and then really seeing your positive potentials and your positive side, the best potential, the highest potential that you could achieve, and focusing on that. And so, okay. 창조 샘조 림보체 마케 바난 케교체 야와 냠바 메바 only kondo pewa show. Okay, so we'll do practice next time, next sessions. Okay. So welcome everyone. Okay. So are you ready to become a Tara? So again, we'll start with quieting your mind by watching the breath mindfully for a few moments. And try to relax as much as you can. And try to let go of all the thoughts of past and futures for a while. And just watch the breath as you inhale and exhale, and be aware of that. then you can think, all sentient beings who has been our mother so many times and treat us with so much kindness, compassion. Even though we cannot recognize them now, doesn't remember and recognize, but they all has been so many times our most kind, caring, loving mother. And now they are suffering in samsara, suffering. And looking and hope for support. It would be very ungrateful and not correct now when they need help and support to neglect and ignore completely and only think of our own well-being. Therefore, that I'm going to liberate all kind mother sentient beings from their all the suffering and cause of suffering completely, permanently. And to guide and lead them to not only temporary happiness, but ultimate happiness of fully awakened state. To be able to help in that way, I myself need to achieve fully awakened state as soon as possible. Therefore, I'm going to achieve fully enlightened state and going to put effort and try to achieve fully enlightened state as soon as possible. For that, I need to cultivate the bodhicitta mind and wisdom relies on the ultimate truth and engage in both of the practices, conduct. For that, I need to practice, meditate, contemplate correctly. And for the success of the meditations, contemplation, and practice, I need all the support, help to clear all the external, internal obstacles. And to gather all the conducive conditions and to receive blessing, inspirations, and some form of guidance from the Guru, Dede, Mother Tara. Therefore, I'm going to engage in this practice. So try to generate bodhicitta motivations. And you can visualize and imagine, your enemy, someone you dislike most, in front of you, on right side, your father, left side, the mothers, the strangers behind, and then surrounding them are all other sentient beings. Think all the sentient beings of 6 realms in the form of, within the 6 realms, all in form of human beings with their individual suffering, engage in practice together. And especially if you want to remember someone that you want to do practice, who need help, support, and you can think of them. And you can imagine them together here. And then you can visualize the space in front of you is your guru, but in the form of Mother Tara. And her colors is radiant green, light body. So beautiful. Looking with compassionate eyes, slightly open, smiling. And she is seated on multicolored lotus and mundis, which indicate the wisdom and compassion which Tara, Mother Tara has perfected, completed. And her left foot drawn in, like when we sit in meditations. And her right foot out, resting on a little multicolored lotus. So, and also think she encompasses all the Buddha's enlightened energy of activities to act. So all the Buddhas are abide, or she is inseparable from all the Buddhas and Buddha's enlightened energy of activities. She is the all the Buddha. She also thinks she represents the power to act, to cut through the problems, to get things done, and to remove all the obstacles. So you can imagine her as beautiful as possible, youthful, radiant, full of energy, full of great bliss. ready to act, and acting all the time. Benefiting all the time. She wears colored sleeking garments and jewelry on her crown, ears, ankles, arms, and necks. Again, try to imagine that she is the manifestation of your guru in that form of Tara. And it is the guru's mind that is manifesting in this aspect of green Tara for the benefit of yourself and all sentient beings. She is full of compassion, understanding, wisdom. Accepting as you are without any judgment. Always helping, ready to help. To guide, to help in our path. And Mother Tara is the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, all. Her body is the Buddha, her speech is the Dharma, her enlightened mind is the Dharma, and her body is Sangha, so all. So then we go to refuge and bodhicitta in the practice. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, refuge and bodhicitta, the first phase. And the third, I think it says is third phase. Yeah. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chedan soge chonam la, chanju padu dane kyapsu che, dagi jin soge be sonam ki, chola penche sangye dupa. And then again with a strong bodhicitta mind, while keeping a strong bodhicitta mind, the wish to liberate all sentient beings from suffering and cause of suffering, the wish to lead them to the ultimate happiness, cause of happiness. We try to do the four immeasurable. Again, we stop few moments with each of those immeasurable to feel it. Okay, we recite and then we try to feel as strong as possible. May all sentient beings have happiness and causes of happiness. And especially those who need help and those whom we dislike very much, we really wish them happiness and cause of happiness. And second, may all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes of suffering. Next one, third. May all sentient beings never be separated from happiness that knows no suffering. Fourth, may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred for those held close and distant. Then again with seven limb, we go slowly again and again with each of practice we spend. I prostrate reverently with my body, speech, and mind. I present clouds of every type of offering, both actually arranged, mentally emanated. So we can think making offerings to the Guru Tara, whole space filled with all the offerings of washing water, drinking water, flowers, all kinds of flowers, beautiful flowers, incense, lights, whole space filled with all the light, whole space filled with scent, food, music. The seven precious and auspicious signs and auspicious substance. All, especially you can think of all the things that you enjoy in your life. And those you are very much attached to, make offerings to Mother, Guru Mother Tara, without any hesitations. And Guru Mother Tara accept delightfully to give us opportunity to create merit and the virtues. By enjoying and experiencing all these offerings, great bliss arises in her mind. Okay, the next one. I confess all my negative actions and downfall collected from beginner's time. Again, we try to recollect, remember all the negative karma we might have created through body, speech, and mind in this life, in all other lifetimes. Now we understand those are not healthy, beneficial, harmful. We recognize that, we acknowledge that, and we regret that. Any harmful actions that we have done. till now. And make strong resolutions that we will try all our best to be more mindful, more watchful, and not to engage again in those harmful actions, unwholesome negative actions again in the future. And then next, I rejoice in the virtues of ordinary beings and Aryas. So again, we take a few moments to rejoice in our own virtues, our virtues of today, making the effort, coming here with the best intentions to engage in the practice of Mother Tara. And all the virtues that we have done in this week, this month, this year, and in this life. All the positive good thoughts that we have generated time to time, wanting to be help to others, wanting to help. And all the practice of generosity, whether it's time, emotional support, whether it's our skills or wealth, whatever, small practice of generosity and so forth that we have engaged, rejoice. Rejoice in all the Dharma studies we have done, all the Dharma practice, all the meditation, different practices. So wonderful that we have the opportunity to do those practices and that we have been able to engage in those practices. How wonderful. And then we rejoice in the virtues of our gurus and Mother Tara and all others Buddhas. Their incredible enlightened activities of helping, benefiting day and night. Then we also rejoice with all the virtues of all the bodhisattvas and all the arhats and aryas beings. The incredible dedications of the bodhisattvas to work for the benefit of other sentient beings. All the incredible practice of the arhat and those who are on the path to arhat. And we rejoice in the virtues of ordinary beings because they are ordinary, not perfect. They might have their own shortcomings, weakness, but again, everyone's trying to be as best as possible, as good as possible, as compassionate as possible. Trying, some are successful, some are not successful, but trying. Seems like even the previous former president is trying, but he's not successful. We can see he's trying to be kind, but unable to because of the emotions are too strong. So, even that's trying to do, when we're not successful, that is also something we can rejoice. In the next, please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for transmigrated beings. I dedicate my own and others' virtues to the great enlightenment. Sashipeki Shungshin Meto Re Shi Ni De Yen Pa De Sangye Shi To Mi Te Do Naman Ha Shi Parasho Idam Guru Lakaniyatayami. So we imagine, visualize that we offer the whole universe, including our own body, wealth, all the virtues, to the Guru Mother Tara. Again, she joyfully accepts for the benefit of ourselves. To make us happy, to give us opportunity to practice giving offerings, to give us opportunity to create merit and virtues. So then next, the purification practice. Again, I will just recite. You don't have to recite, so it will be more easier. And you just try to visualize. So as we go through different chakras at the Mother Taras, and then with each of that, you try to visualize very powerful, blissful, enlightened light and nectar flowing from each of her 5 chakras, in entering your chakras and feeling you completely. And first purifying all the negativities, and then feeling with all the blessings. So we started the first. Visualize. There is the Mother Tara's broad chakra. There is white Om syllable, and surrounded by white mantra of Tara, Om Tare Tu Tare Turi Soha. So from that, Mother Tara sends very powerful and blissful white light and nectar which are again, in essence, enlightened, compassionate wisdom energy, the healing energy, which enters your brow and completely fills you. And you can imagine that all your problems and suffering and happiness and grossness of your bodies are purified completely by the light, healed completely by the nectar. And all the harms, all the negative karma, and especially all the harm you have ever done with any living beings with this body, and all your infinite past bodies is completely purified, like flushing, totally eradicated. Not one atoms of that negative energy is left, totally gone. Your body become like crystal clear without any trace of negativities. Again, you imagine or visualize again more light nectar flow from that Om, white Om and the mantras. And you receive again powerful, blissful white light and nectar. Filled with that, your whole body filled with that. Each of your atoms and cells in your body is made of that blissful wisdom energy. And blissful body, just like Mother Tara's body. Nothing grows, indestructible. Just like it will be when you attain the deity's Buddha body, the Sambhogakaya. In receiving all the blessing of Holy Mother Tara's body and leaving a strong imprint within your mind stream. So next, at Mother Tara's throat chakra, there's A syllable, red A syllable, surrounded by red Tara mantras. Again, from there, she sent very powerful, blissful light and nectar, which enter in your whole body through the throat, your throat, and purify all the problem of your speech. Inappropriate speech, useless speech, uncontrolled speech, angry, out of control speech, the inability to express yourself appropriately, and all the negative karma that we have created through speech in the past, especially that all the harm we have ever done to any living beings with your speech in this life and in infinite past life has also been totally purified, eradicated by this powerful, blissful, enlightened red light and nectar. Not one atom left, completely gone. Have a strong feeling, conviction so that again, that powerful, blissful white light flow from the throat chakra and enter your whole body through the throat and fill with that blissful, powerful, blissful light and nectar. And you receive, the perfect, perfect, compassionate wisdom, appropriate speech, like the Mother Tara, such that whatever sound you utter is necessarily beneficial to any living beings who hear it. It never upset anyone. Instead, it makes them calm, peaceful. All of which is your potentials. So try to feel that powerful energy of your speech. In that way, you receive holy enlightened speech and leaves a strong imprint in your mind stream. Next, you visualize at the heart chakra blue home later, surrounded by blue Tara mantras. Again, from there, Tara send a powerful, blissful blue light and nectar. And it enter your heart chakras through her heart chakras. And you imagine and visualize that all your unhappiness of your mind, your confusions, arrogance, attachment, anger, jealousy, pride, resentment, hurt, anxiety, self-hate, whatever is all totally purified. And you can focus on any particular emotions that you might be dealing with at the moment, especially emphasizing that strong emotion that is bothering you is being completely cleansed and purified. It could be fear, worry, anxiety, resentment, whatever, self-doubt. In short, all your delusions, including the root ignorance and the ego grasping, which are the cause of your own suffering and are the cause that make you to harm others. All of those are totally purified, eradicated by this powerful, blissful, compassionate wisdom energy of the light and nectar. And not one atom of that negative energy is left, totally gone. Again, powerful, blissful blue light, nectar flow from the heart of Guru Mother Tara, and you receive all the blessings, and your whole mind, all your body is full of blissful, omniscient, compassionate mind of Guru Tara. Again, who is your full potential. Imagine you receive the blessing of the holy enlightened mind and strong imprint is planted within your mental consciousness. Next, you visualize yellow soul, like when you say soha, no, S-V-A, soul, leather, yellow, and surrounded by, again, yellow Tara mantras. At her navel chakra, forefinger width below her navel. And again, from there, powerful, blissful laser beam of yellow light and nectar penetrate your navel chakra. Again, just below your navel. And filling you completely, each part of your atom cells. And it purifies and cleans totally all your feeling of hopelessness, powerlessness, inability to act effectively, self-doubt, and so forth, and all the blocking energies have been completely purified, cleansed, eradicated. And again, as you receive more powerful, blissful light, nectar, and fill your whole body, including the navel chakra, and receiving all the enlightened qualities. And especially highest level of confident courage, like the Mother Tara. Enthusiasm to energy and enthusiasm, tireless, joyful enthusiasm to benefit and help others. Then now you visualize green like so ha syllable, green ha syllable, surrounding by the green Tara mantra. It secret chakra. Again, from that, very powerful, blissful beams of green light and nectar penetrate your secret chakra. Filling you completely with that powerful, blissful, healing energy. Every part of your atom, every part of your cells. And you imagine that it totally purifies all your out of control, unhappy attachment energy. All the yearnings, the desire, which make you miserable and unclear and unsatisfied. And which cause you to harm others. All of them being completely clean, purified. Not even one atom left. Again, more green, powerful green light and nectar flow into your whole body from the sacred chakra, filling you completely with a great bliss, satisfactions, contentment, fulfillment, happiness, pleasure. Next, imagine more powerful, blissful light and nectar flow from the five chakras and the five letter syllables and the mantras at the five chakras of Mother Tara simultaneously from all of them together. And penetrating your five chakras. And filling you with like a rainbow light, very blissful, very healing, very penetrating. And then you imagine with those powerful beams of light and nectar, it cleans and purifies the most subtle stain or obscurations of all the delusions. are completely eradicated, cleansed, purified. Not even one atom left. Now try to feel that you are fully awakened, fully free from all the obscurations. Actualize all the positive qualities. And very blissful. Not only on physical level, on mental, especially mental. Try to experience that blissfulness. Bliss that is fill your whole body, every cell, every atom. Now visualize or imagine Guru Tara's lotus dissolve upward into her body. Then she comes to sit above your crown, descend to your crown, facing the same way as you. Then out of her great enlightened compassions, to merge oneness with your mind. And Tara, who is not separate from the Guru, who is actually the Guru, that Guru Tara dissolve into green light. And that light melt into your crown, dissolve into your crown. And goes down to your central channel, to your heart chakra, where she merged with your very most subtle consciousness, your clear light consciousness. With that, you imagine, visualize your most subtle mind of clear light, the Guru's enlightened mind, and Tara's enlightened mind. They all become one, same, inseparable. And try to concentrate on that oneness, inseparable of the Guru, deity, and your mind. Again, try to feel the blissfulness. Then again, you try to think or contemplate all sentient beings that are surrounding you who are in samsara, experiencing suffering. I think now is my time to repay the kindness and to support and help them, to relieve them from all their suffering, cause of suffering, to guide and lead them to ultimate happiness. Now is the time to do that. So then, as we recite Grintara's mantras, um, if you have, received the Tara initiations, then you could visualize yourself as Tara. If not, you can visualize Tara on your crown or at your heart. And as we recite the mantras, from the heart of that Tara, you send, beams of light in all 10 directions. And on top of each of those beams of light, small taras, like atoms of taras. And then, purifying and healings all the sufferings of all the sentient beings and the cause of suffering, all the delusion, all the obscurations, and then leading them to fully awakened state of Mother Tara, and they all become Mother Tara. So while you keep visualizations of that, then we try to recite the Tara mantra. And at the heart of the Tara, whether you visualize yourself or Tara at your heart on the crown, at the heart of the Tara, there is a mundis on top of that, thumb syllable, green thumb syllable, and then surrounded by the green Tara mantras, and making that sound, and then sending that beams of light. Okay. Om tare tu re soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re So. 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 Om 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 Tu Re So. So while you recite the mantra, you visualize with all this powerful, blissful beam of light of the light and nectar. The moment it with the Tara on each of those beams, the moment it touch each sentient beings, instantly, immediately cleanse and purify all the and heal all the suffering and the cause of suffering, completely cleanse, purify all the negative karma, delusions, obscurations. And then receiving all the blessings of enlightened body, speech, and mind. And then achieving fully enlightened state of Tara. So all being led to the Tara state. Om Tara Tutus. Om Tara Tutus. So you can imagine a whole space as vast as the space. All the sentient beings before were all transformed into green Tara. All become green Tara, Mother Tara. Every space, every atom is full of Mother Green Tara. So then the beams of the light and all the Mother Tara on top of the beam of light all come back to the heart of the Tara, dissolve into the Tara. Whether you have visualized as your Tara or Tara at your heart or on the crown, all dissolve into that. And also all sentient beings who have been transformed into green Tara, all of them also dissolve into this Tara. Okay, so then if you go to page number 7, there is the request. Yeah, page number 7. Yeah. Please, root Guru, glorious and precious, remain upon a lotus in my heart and looking after me through your great kindness. Grant me the realizations of body, speech, and mind. And okay, so then again, I will try to guide so you don't have to read. So visualize the whole universe, the whole galaxy, the universe dissolve into the empty space. That means including the world that we live in, the countries, the place, everything dissolve into empty space. Vast empty space. Not one atom of that universe is there. Zero. The universe and all the beings that live in the universe have totally dissolved into that vast empty space. Then your own body, whatever, whether you have visualized as a Tara or ordinary body, and Tara in your heart, also dissolve, from your feet upwards to your chakra, dissolve slowly. And from your crown down towards your heart chakra, it also dissolves. And you feel that everything observe into your heart chakra. Not only your body, even all the thoughts, conceptions, including the thought of I, which do not exist from its own side, or merely imputed hallucinations. All of them also dissolve into the empty space. All the perceptions and thoughts dissolve completely. Again, nothing left. Now what is left is the Guru Tara consciousness, the most subtle, pure and vast as space that is in your central chakra. That is all left. The most subtle clear light consciousness, most pure, unpolluted, undiluted, which is inseparable from the Guru and the deity, Mother Tara's enlightened consciousness. That is all is left. That clear light mind that completely and directly realize the ultimate truth. And then you try to feel this is the Dharmakaya. This is who I really am. And try to remain in that state. Rest in that state. The Dharmakaya state. The emptiness state, which is very vast, spacious, blissfulness. Experience that blissfulness and rest in that state. Then, with a wish to be benefit and help to sentient beings, with out of that compassion, the strong wish, inspiration to help benefit others. Then you arose from that blissful state. And then you imagine and manifest in coming to this your body. And again, as before, try to be aware that your mind is one and inseparable from the Guru and Mother's consciousness, the mind. And make a strong resolution, prayers, dedications that with this body, speech, and the mind, you will benefit, try to benefit whichever sentient beings who come in contact with you, directly, indirectly. Human beings, animals, or other form of beings, whatever. I think the purpose of my body, speech, and mind is to be help and benefit to others. Yes, then we go to the dedications. It is page number 16. Yeah, due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of Aryatara and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that is not arise and grow, and may that wishes arise and not diminish, but increase more and more. In the land, long life prayer, yeah. In the land encircled by snow mountain, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful, Chenre Eksektinje Ngyacho, please remain until samsara end. You who have all the subdue moral way, bountiful bear of all, sustaining, preserving, spreading, Manjunath, victorious doctrine, masterfully accomplished the magnificent prayer, honoring this sublime one. Savior, myself, and others, your disciples, please return safely. Okay, thank you very much.